Super Bowl Sunday. It's the biggest game of the year in the NFL. Super Bowl 60. And we got the Seahawks versus the Patriots. Let's get into the analysis and make our pick for the Super Bowl. We all know how the last game between these two went in the Super Bowl. Tough one to rewatch, you know. Definitely, I think it's one of the worst calls ever made in history. All thanks to Mr. Pete Carroll. God, I have PTSD from that moment, man. It's in Santa Clara, you know, home of the 49ers. Yeah. Both teams coming in at 14-3. The talk has been about the strength of schedule for each team and how the Seahawks have had a stronger schedule coming into the Super Bowl. The path to the Super Bowl for each of these teams differs a lot as well. The Seahawks played the 49ers in the divisional round, and at the time they had one of the hotter offenses. Coming into Seattle, though, nothing worked for them. Seattle was just a better overall fit team to play against them. And then in the conference championship, you know, the Rams and the Seahawks, obviously, cinema. The offensive side of the ball for the Rams were doing a phenomenal job in moving the ball through the air. Like I said, that was their bread and butter, and they were not going to shy away from it. But the Seahawks were able to put a lot of trust in that Seattle offense. You know, I think that's what really separated them from that game, is that they were able to move the ball offensively and score points. That being said, though, Seattle won the game. They move on to the Super Bowl. For the Patriots, you look at the offenses that the Patriots defense has been playing against, and nothing really sticks out. In that Chargers game, the Chargers offense with Justin Herbert and that super banged up O-line was not able to do anything offensively. They weren't able to move the ball through the air, through the ground. Just nothing worked for them that night. And that's unfortunate because their defense played lights out. The Texans, you know, C.J. Stroud played arguably one of the worst games statistically for a quarterback. Turned the ball over a ton. Again, Texans offense, not one of the better ones. And we jump into the conference championship against the Broncos, where huge apologies to Mr. Jarrett Stidham. I apologize for messing up your name. I definitely do think that the Broncos offense kind of died out after that second quarter. Maybe with Bo Nix it would have been different. Maybe they had a better chance at winning this game. Like, are we really going to look at that and say that the Patriots played good offenses? No. But, you know, that's how we got here. Keys to victory for the Patriots. Short passes specifically to tight ends. Seattle's been susceptible to tight ends having great success against their defense all year. Second key to victory, Drake May. Drake May has shown in that Broncos game that he's able to use his feet. Coming into this game, I think that'll be great as well. I don't think they'll be able to get much on the rushing side of the ball with their running backs. I definitely do think he can take off and get some big yardage. On the defensive side of the ball for the Patriots, I think it's just making Sam Darnold uncomfortable. We saw in that Rams game how well he played, and a lot of that came down to him being in the pocket, not forcing any throws really. There was one or two throws that he definitely did force that could have been picked off, but you know, overall I think he played a good game that game. And coming into this game, I think the Patriots D-line has to do a good job in being able to get pressure and put a hand in his face. You know, it's really hard to do that because they are ranked 22nd in the league in terms of sacks. Carlton Davis on one side, Gonzalez on the other. It'll be a good matchup to see those two corners go up against Seattle's receivers. For the Seahawks, keys to victory. Number one, the rushing game has to be on point. Past two games, I think Kenneth Walker has been able to put a lot of good runs on film. They've looked really good running the ball, so can't shy away from that this time. Number two, Sam Darnold in the passing game. We've seen like maybe one or two instances where he has thrown some deep bombs to Shaheed. And I think that's one of the areas on the offensive side of the ball where it lacks. There's no deep shots. But yeah, Sam Darnold needs to be comfortable and be able to make some safe throws. Really not put the ball in harm's way. Just like the Rams game, just be able to get comfortable early on and just dish out good passes. Number three, this defense, I think coming into this game, knows the challenge that Drake May is. It starts with pressure. Seattle hasn't been able to really put up a ton of pressure recently in the past two games, not a ton of sacks. The Rams game specifically, the Rams just have a good O-line as well. They weren't able to really put up a ton of pressure on Matthew Stafford. Obviously, Drake May and Matthew Stafford are in MVP conversation, so that can only, you can only attest to how good he's been playing. Definitely got to put pressure on Drake May and force him to make some mistakes. A couple mistakes last game against the Rams. Tariq Woolen, Witherspoon. I think the secondary just got to tighten up the way they play. Definitely cannot make those type of mistakes in this game. I will say one of the other things that I did notice for this game is that Seattle is the away team. Not that that really matters here because both teams are kind of away teams. Patriots are designated home team. The Seahawks away record is one of the better ones in the league. Don't know if that'll play a huge factor in this game. Don't know if that'll mean anything really, but definitely is something to keep an eye on. Seattle Seahawks, New England Patriots in Super Bowl 60, 28-21 Seahawks. Gotta go with my team. You know, obviously I do see the Patriots being a good team and all that. Give credit where credit is due. And despite despite the Patriots record being easier in the regular season, in the playoffs, whatever the case may be, they were still able to find ways to get to this game, and they're here. So you can't discredit the work that they've done. And the same thing for the Seahawks. All season, before the season started, people had already counted them out. They are here in the Super Bowl now, and can't deny it. Both of these teams have done what is needed to be done to be able to win games and make it here. I am nervous. I am nervous for this game. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.